Welcome everybody here to Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel Sports on Network. If this is your first time viewing, first time watching, welcome. Welcome to subscribe. Background being what it is. Try to dim the lights a little bit to have it look just as well as actually I'm upstairs in my sitting room, or just simply the kitchen. Trying to talk fancier than it really is. But anyways, in the living room with that painting in the background and everything, the lighting actually was perfect in there and everything. But yes, in other words, it's Easter. Easter weekend, family over. So yeah, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe I'll be back there soon for videos. I was on there over there for my other channel too. But anyways, let's talk Raw, let's talk SmackDown Live, let's talk WWE. One of the first things I actually wanted to talk about, even beyond talking about Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, is the major news story of the week, and it had to do with Ronda Rousey and her press tour with ESPN. Then also coincidentally, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H press tour around ESPN as well. Just a couple days ago themselves. Ronda Rousey earlier in the week. Ronda Rousey was on Gold and Wingo, and then also on ESPN First Take. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon days later were on First Take and on SportsCenter. So let's first talk about Ronda Rousey. I did watch the ESPN Golic and Wingo interview live in living color for a sense, on television, on ESPN2, which I'm a simulcast there. Also, of course, ESPN Radio, ESPNradio.com. And the biggest moment of that, of the interaction, or the hoopla is about, and the awkwardness was when Golic was asking Ronda Rousey about MMA and talking about how Rousey is lost, and this and that, she's going to WWE, and kind of what I was worried about with any superstar or any performer in WWE, whether it's ESPN or for Fox, whatever, they're doing press for other networks, which, by the way, would be interesting if ESPN or if WWE ever had their superstars and doing press stuff with Fox Sports 1. Remember hearing the rumors or talks WWE might be making a deal, striking a deal with Fox Sports weeks ago. Fox Sports, including Colin Cowherd, who I do respect. I respect everybody, so that might not be anything new, but I do like Cowherd and listen to his program, The Herd. I'm kind of stuck that he did leave ESPN. Took me a little bit to find The Herd on my radio dial here in Wisconsin. So, anyways, point being is I had those things. I had Colin and others from Fox Sports in attendance for SmackDown Live months ago, weeks ago, whatever that to be. And maybe that, so if I ever do see like Ronda Rousey or Kurt Angle or The Rock or Triple H himself with his wife, Stephanie McMahon, or any other WWE superstar, the beautiful, sexy Alexa Bliss, beautiful and graceful Nia Jax, or others to impress with Fox Sports News. In other words, that actually would be muy interesante for sure. Ahora ve, dos cheese. No understand, huh? Okay. Yeah. But anyways, it would be interesting if that was the case. I mean, especially with, like I said, ESPN and WWE's relationship, the coach formerly being part of ESPN Sports Center, and all that interesting stuff is probably why WWE has more of their superstars going to the worldwide leader, because WWE also being the worldwide leader in sports entertainment, with WWE being the king of pro wrestling. So in that thinking, sorry, I'm just tweeting at my friend, Monty's Corner. We were talking about what match. I'm going to say this right now, even though my team members aren't able to join school, work, otherwise I keep, as I say each and every week, they're busy. Hopefully they'll make time, let's just say next week, to be on for the prediction episode. Not because I said so. No, I don't. I'm not a hard ass kind of boss. But then again, how much of a boss am I with a YouTube channel? Until this channel becomes a company or becomes bigger, then really I'm just still a host and they're still part of the team. But anyways, not because they're boss, but because they want to be part of a WrestleMania episode. This not only will get a lot of traffic, their fans, and otherwise we'll have some great guests. Plus, they want to share their thoughts on WrestleMania, giving their predictions and otherwise. So they've been taking off for these weeks because they're prepping, they're getting ready, they're getting their thoughts processed, predictions, beyond also living their lives and going to school or going to work. But beyond that, I would like to think that they're processing, planning, preparing for next week. You got to think of it that way as I try to look at everything in the positive light and the negative. So hopefully we have Monty's Corner. Hopefully we have OTRS Central, Blue X Demon X, even Kip Clips. I know I was talking about the promo battle and competition that's over on his channel. Again, Kip Clips. Spell their sounds. And all one word on his channel. The contest is still going on. He'll reveal the winner on Sunday or this weekend, so we'll see how I do. But beyond that, I care and then I don't care. I mean, I'm a competitive person, so I care a lot, though it is just for fun and fellow YouTubers. But either way, that's certainly going to be interesting. Point is, we're going to have my team. I'm going to have some guests, and hopefully my team members will be able to make it next week, because I'm sure they will be. And like I said, they're probably preparing and getting ready and beyond living their lives. And next week's going to be a blast. And we're going to be talking WrestleMania, predicting the card from start to finish. I do want to let my team members know if any of them are listening live. Mark Ramble, Kyron Chase, Raunchy Mikey. If any of you guys watching right now, I want to let you know that I am officially giving you guys that homework assignment that I talked about on Twitter. I want you guys, if you have time, if you don't, understandable with your lives and stuff, being busy, to predict not just we're going to be predicting the matches, but from the start of the pre-show to the main event on the main card, I want you guys to map out what you think which match will go in order. And I'll do the same, of course. I'm not going to ask you guys to do something that I won't do. So we'll all be doing that. For the team members, the guests, you don't have to. But I do thank you for being on. Oh, I see Kyron's here. Oh, hey. How you doing, Kyron?
Hey. Good.
Yeah. How you feel about that? Do you think that's an undertaking you can take?
Predicting a match card. I can do that.
Well, I mean, not predicting. I mean, we do that every single month. But I mean, mapping out. That's the homework assignment. Mapping out in order from the first match of the pre-show to the main event, which we all would assume be Brock against Roman, but each individual has their choosing. Mapping out from pre-show first match to main event, which order all the matches are going to go, all 16 or whatever matches are going to go. Can that undertaking be taken?
Oh, yeah, I can definitely do that. I mean, I already know the match I'm putting on a pre-show, and I already know the main show match, because with the pre-show being 2 hours and the main show sadly being 5 hours again, which is stupid, you're going to probably have about four pre-show matches. I'm already pretty sure I know which pre-show matches are going to be on there. And as for the main show, I know what I'm going to start and end with, but in between is where I'm going to have to do my most thinking.
Yeah, and to me, I think the hardest part for me is which title matches I'm going to want on pre-show and then on main show. That's going to be an interesting part for me as aspect for doing that. But next week we'll reveal that. Hopefully Raunchy is able to join. Hopefully Mark Ramble as well. Let them know as well of this. They are able to do that. But beyond that, let's start talking about Monday Night Raw, and I'll just throw it to you quickly. If you were able to see Raw and what your thoughts took from it.
Okay. My favorite part was the Sasha and Bailey segment. I love that to death. They both, were very good. Bailey with the probably one of her best things she's ever said when Sasha said, "I'm a 4-time women's champion," and Bailey responded with, "And how long did you keep it?" That was a perfect line. And the brawl was pretty good too. Now I've heard some people say, "Oh, I wish it was it would have been better if it was in the ring." And you could think that, but I actually thought it worked better because, especially with them wearing the actual clothes, it looked more casual, like an actual casual conversation that turned into a brawl. If it had been in the ring, it seemed too scripted. The Miz TV segment was good as well because Miz is the best on the mic. The opening with Brock and Roman was pretty good, and I'll give it to him. They're actually trying their best to make me care about a match I really couldn't care less about. What else? What else do we have? You know, with Cena, I'm enjoying what he's doing, but at the same time, unless we get a response from Undertaker, and it's sad that we gotta wait till 6 days for Mania to get it, it's starting to get a little redundant. Other than that, there wasn't much else on Raw I really could say I cared about. So that's all it is for me when it comes to Raw.
Do you think that we'll actually see The Undertaker next week on Raw, or do you think we'll just get an answer to the challenge?
Honestly, at first I would have said we probably would have got an answer if he had already, like when he first, like let's say if he accepted like a week ago, then yes, we could have just got an answer. But with this being a go home, they're gonna, and because the national championship is that day, they're gonna want to do their best to get the ratings they can. So I can see Undertaker definitely showing up. Now I think it was dumb waiting this long because the national championship is money, and no matter what, people are gonna watch that more than Raw. So having Undertaker show up during the national championship is a dumb idea, but whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect. Yes, the NCAA National Championship. Also, I might as well stay right here. I'm going to predict Loyola Chicago to face Kentucky in the National Championship game, and then having Kentucky beat Loyola Chicago, because in that matchup, I wouldn't really care who wins. Though in my battles on ESPN and local TV station against my best friend, my father, individually, I need Kansas to win all the way for me to have a snowball's chance to win those battles there with brackets. So, but Loyola Chicago has been a great story, and being a Midwest school here in this area where I do reside in the state of Wisconsin myself, really pulling for them. You know, they got this far, they got their ticket to the Sweet 16, now to the Final Four, facing another Midwest team powerhouse that is Michigan. So hopefully Loyola Chicago can keep it going. Sister Jean and everything around them. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they won the whole thing, but just wanted to share that. But I didn't even think about that as pertains to Monday Night Raw, you know, with John Cena and The Undertaker. And if they really want to try to get people to watch, not only would you need or want The Undertaker to be there to confront and, you know, in the ring with John Cena, but you'd also, I would think, actually want to promote that. Most assume that and want that and this and that. But for me, I'm predicting that he won't even show up. I'm predicting that he's going to enter the challenge, kind of a la Sting. Remember when Sting entered Triple H's challenge? First he those spooky lights and everything, and answered on the Tron and this and that, Titantron. Remembering that correctly, and I should have, or you know, went from there. So I think with the Undertaker, doesn't have to be there. I know I would like it, but maybe even hold off to WrestleMania, because I know a lot of people are wondering. Will we have Biker Taker? Will we have Deadman Taker? Which Taker are we going to get? So, holding it off to WrestleMania itself, you'll have to find out 6 days after the Go Home Show Raw. You know, of seeing The Undertaker in the ring with Cena, I think would be even more intrigue. I see the same thing about Braun Strowman. Don't give away, if you haven't already, don't give away who his tag team partner is going to be until we get to that moment in time during WrestleMania when that match is to happen, and then, here we go. There's a tag team partner, whoever it is, you know, whatever, and whatever it is, wherever it is, also on the card. So, for me, and the way I like to see how things are booked to WrestleMania, especially a big show like WrestleMania, I want things either known 2 weeks before or at the show, especially things like surprise tag team partners or other things like that, the unknowns, to be either known 2 weeks before or at the show itself. You know, why? You know, I know that's what the Go Home Show is supposed to be, wrap things up and really solidify the card for WrestleMania or for any pay-per-view, but I certainly would rather it have to be the latter and not know who Braun's going to be tag teaming with. Where would you stand on that one? Do you want to find out next week who Braun's with, or hold off to WrestleMania?
Honestly, we're probably going to have to wait till WrestleMania. I mean, it all depends. If it's a big name like a returning Samoa Joe, I would say that for WrestleMania. If it's, say, an Elias or Bray Wyatt, I mean, I would reveal it on Raw. It all depends on who it is and how big the announcement is.
Yeah. All right, understandable. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, pretty good. I would say a good show. Not too bad. I mean, next week's going to be even better with the Go Home and everything's going on there. And the same thing with SmackDown Live. I mean, their episode this week was All right, two major things going on. First, with the starting of the show, having that tag team match, having Rusev pin the U.S. champion Randy Orton, and then later added to the U.S. Championship match at WrestleMania, making it a fatal four-way. And then also Daniel Bryan putting out that WrestleMania challenge, him and Shane McMahon to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a tag team match at WrestleMania. So if you were able to watch SmackDown Live, what were your thoughts on the 2 hour show?
I'm glad they added Rusev to the U.S. title match because I really was barely gonna watch it if he anyway, and I probably still won't care. But knowing that he's in it might give me a reason, an incentive to watch it. What else? The Daniel Bryan promo once again great. I've always loved Daniel Bryan. You could just tell he's so happy to be, clear to wrestle again, and so am I. I'm so happy to see him. Just look at his intensity. How he's carrying himself. You can tell he's really humbled and happy to be back. Um, Honestly, and what else? I'm interested to see what they do with New Day, Usos, and the Bludgeon Brothers because I'm really looking forward to that match. Especially if they make it a ladder or TLC match, that could definitely, I obviously had some big stands to fill up when you have to look at WrestleMania 16 and 17. But I think the talent of those three teams, they can make it. They definitely can make it work. Um, the ending with Shinsuke and AJ, I thought was really good when Shinsuke telling AJ, you're not going to win that WrestleMania because you're being too emotional. And when he faked the Kinshasa, that was so far the best thing they've done with that build-up. I love that set part. That's a charisma and stage presence that Shinsuke has that they should be taking advantage of. They don't have to make him talk as much, let his actions speak for him, which is what I've been saying the last year. And I finally doing what they should have been did. Other than that, nothing else. I mean, the match between Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott was all right, but I just really didn't care because I don't care about the women's battle royal in general.
Hmm.
Other than that, it was once again a pretty good show.
I can assume for your pre-show, you might have the women's battle royal there. Then, um, for me, kind of spoiling it a little bit of where I'm going to be mapping out my card or my WrestleMania event. I actually will have the women's WrestleMania battle royal on the main card. Now, where will I have it? You'll have to wait to find out. But I do have it on the main card, and I have the men's on the pre-show because really, it belongs there. So. Anyways, but I do see the women's one at least being on the main card, at least for me and my mapping up the main events. But I did want to also get your thought on, since we already talked about Raw SmackDown Live, Ronda Rousey. Did you see either of the interviews that Ronda Rousey had on ESPN campus? First, she had the interview with Golick and Wingo, or on that show, with Mike Golick and Trey Wingo. And then also she was on ESPN First Take with Max Kellerman, Molly Quim, and Stephen A. Smith. Were you able to see or hear or find out about these interviews?
Yes, I did. The first one, I just happened to find on Twitter because I think Bleacher Report, if I'm not mistaken, retweeted it. It was a miscommunication, a little cringy, between Ronda and the guy. I don't remember his name. Now, with First Take, I'm actually a big First Take fan. I follow both Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith on Twitter. I try to catch clips of it because I'm in school. And once again, a little cringy. Her and Max, had some bad miscommunication. And so I really don't have a high opinion on it, but it's nothing negative. But I think bad communication led to some two cringy interviews.
I also think it seems like Ronda Rousey was being a little bit defensive on the questions about MMA and her losing. I mean, really, anybody that is in competition in sport, someone that is a competitive nature, especially a strong-willed woman that she is, or really anybody in that nature. Like for me, I'm obviously not in athletics like them, or like her, but me being competitive in my own right on things, which I am with this whole clip stuff or other things that, if you lose, okay, fine. But it's sometimes hard to take it really needs to be, right? And I think for her, it's just getting those questions and then as we said, the miscommunication, especially on Golick and Wingo. Mike Golick and the way he phrased his question, I think he could have done better in that way than to get the response that he did, let's put it that way. Also, some people have said it was just simply Ronda just keeping a kayfabe, and that was what she was supposed to do, and it was all set up and this and that, conspiracy theories, and that was right. Okay, fine. But I think it was just, again, miscommunication, as you said, and her in the competitive spirit. Being asked these questions about her MMA career near the end of that, and then, kind of some digs about her jumping to WWE and everything like that. Because that's the one thing I was worried about the most. The questions about her moving from MMA to WWE. As much as people outside just, or even on Twitter and otherwise, and people disrespecting WWE compared to with the UFC and it being, calling it fake or so much. And in the end, we know it's scripted television. Otherwise, that's where they were going to go with it. And I'm actually glad they didn't. But I don't know. It could have been better. Now, what was good was Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in their interviews. And with SportsCenter, Triple H bringing up that something crazy or whatever, I forget what exactly he said, but paraphrasing, something crazy, jaw-dropping that will be happening at WrestleMania. Do you think something actually in that vein will be happening? Like, I don't know, a Hulk Hogan returning or Carmella cashing in on Asuka or something to that vein? Or do you think it's just Triple H trying to do his job, hype up the event, trying to get subscribers to their channel or to their network and to watch WrestleMania?
First off, the Hogan return, I don't see that happening because knowing how Hogan got fired and what he said, and knowing how Snickers pushed hard on WWE, to rename, to get Fabulous Moolah's name out the Battle Royal, I don't think they're gonna risk, having Hogan at WrestleMania. Well, I'm not a Hogan fan by any means. I've definitely gotten over what he said. I've gotten over what he said. But I don't think they're gonna risk it. As for Carmella cashing in on Asuka, I still think that's a stupid idea because why end Asuka's undefeated streak that way? I still say she cash in on Alexa Bliss because I think that would be better for her and move her to Raw. But I'll save that for next week. I think when Triple H says something big gonna happen at WrestleMania, he's just doing this to hype up an event. And who knows, him being Triple H, he's gonna have some incredible Phantom of the Opera interest or something like that. Look his last few WrestleMania entrances. Since WrestleMania 28, he's had something special.
Yep.
So I could definitely see. And you look at the last two. Last year he had the entrance of the night. So him and Stephanie are gonna have some special entrance for WrestleMania. I can't wait to see what that's gonna be. But I think Triple H should just, when he says, something big's gonna happen, obviously doing this to make people want to watch the show.
Right, he's doing his job, we're trying to promote his event, get people the eyes on watching it. And not only his own entrance with his wife for their match, but other entrances that we could see that would be awesome, including the glorious Bobby Roode in his entrance could be, NXT TakeOver-esque, like those, because those were freaking awesome. Especially the one with the excuse me, thing behind him. So, his entrance or others, now Will Top, with Rusev when he was on a tank, and those type of entrances are John Cena, the clones, WrestleManias ago. Who knows? But it's really going to be interesting, and I think that's going to be maybe the jaw dropping because I don't see anything, at least for me, truly a jaw dropping moment of a return or anything like that, or this and that happening at WrestleMania. Maybe if Braun Strowman's tag team partner becomes to be like Goldberg or something, that would be a little bit shocking, even though he's going to the Hall of Fame as the main attraction there. But beyond that, I don't see anything truly being jaw-dropping or that big that could be the talk of the town after WrestleMania and everybody's preview or review show. So, again, I agree with you. I think it's just him, doing his job, promoting the show, and going from there. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up as well. And also, like I said, we already brought up talking about Hulk Hogan. Could he return? I hope he does, but not at WrestleMania. And also not as what I've been hearing, GM of SmackDown Live, with Daniel Bryan being cleared and back in the ring, becoming a superstar again. Someone else taking over. Maybe we get rid of the management titles for good after WrestleMania, bringing everything in one. Ending the brand extension at some point down the road, maybe SummerSlam. But otherwise, we'll certainly see that. Also, I see here in the chat, LPH Bronx. So LPH is good. I see you here watching live. Thanks, man. I'll see you next week. I know I've been talking to you. So I know you'll be one of our guests that will be here with us. LPH is good. Check out his YouTube channel. Spell it as it sounds. LPH is good. All one word for his YouTube channel. But definitely looking forward to having him on along with others next week. Also, other WWE news that I did want to bring up, and that being specifically with WrestleMania and with the hearing of potential tag team partners for Braun Strowman, who it could be. Some people throwing out Big Cass in his return, Dean Ambrose returning. I think that'd be a little too early for Dean. And others like, who do you think? At least for right now, I know we'll talk about this again next week when we're predicting, if it's not already known. Who do you see being the leader in the clubhouse for you in your mind? Who should be the tag team partner for Braun Strowman?
If it's safe WrestleMania, Samoa Joe. But if you have Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman the tag team title, this hold them forever because no one's going to beat that team. You could go the Bray Wyatt route since he doesn't like he has anything to do since being dumped in the lake of reincarnation. Or you can go to or you have Elias team with Braun Strowman, but I mean it'd probably be a cool odd couple, but I don't think I really want to see that much. So I can see any of those three, but a part of me feels like Braun won't win the tag team title, so it has to be someone a little expendable who they can afford to have take the pin, so they can move on.
Okay, yeah. For me, I don't know. Maybe even Big Show could be a possibility. I know I saw he was on Instagram. I think it was Instagram and social media about him being in the best shape of his life, and have those two powerhouses being a tag team. Then again, if you do it that way, it'd be easier to have the loss. Big Show take the pin, with the Bar retaining and moving forward, and Braun maybe even doing something with Elias, as I thought that was going to happen for WrestleMania.
But here's the problem with Big Show. His contract just expired last month, and I think he said he's officially retired. So that's not likely going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, there we go. Well, at least he's healthy and best shape of his life for retirement. And Mark Henry's going to the Hall of Fame, so it won't be anything like that. I'm trying to think of big men. The other big man left is the Great Khali, and I don't think we need to see him winning tag team titles. So, I don't know, probably. I know a lot of people are going with Elias as a tag team partner, but I'm trying to go a little bit out of the box. And where would WWE go beyond Elias to be his tag team partner? But I don't know. But we'll find out when we get to WrestleMania in that vein. Try to see here on Twitter if there's any other news or notes or anything LPH or others that are in the chat want to bring up. They might not have brought up about Raw or SmackDown Live or subsequently WrestleMania that is coming up is certainly going to be a grand event that it always is. I do still have an outside chance. I give it about 40%. We'll go 40%. 40% chance for me to still be able to attend WrestleMania. They're live and in person, living color. But we'll see. I'm certainly right now. I'm actually on Twitter talking. Not right now, of course, but conversing through DMs with WWE Superstar and see if there's actually something able to happen. If not, well, then I'll do what I've been doing all my life. Been watching WrestleMania at home in the comfort of my home with family or myself or whatever. I'm watching the show with everybody. I mean, in the end, I'm never alone because I have my wrestling family, my team here, along with others on Twitter. As we converse in live chat, or live tweet, during the show. If I'm not able to be there in person, live in living color, I plan to do live reactions to the SmackDown Live women's title match. People know why for that one. And then also, I think I'm actually going to be doing a live reaction to the women's Battle Royal. So 2 women's matches, I'm going to do live reactions because I don't need to do a live reaction to AJ and Nakamura, even though it's going to be a great match. A, it's not going to be the main event. And B, I think we know where that one's going. Also, the Universal Championship match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, we all know where that one's going. So I don't need to live react to that one. I mean, we could, but I think I'm going to keep it as I've been doing for pay-per-views and reacting to women's matches, promoting the Women's Revolution, and also, especially in the SmackDown Live side, Carmella being the X Factor, you never know when she would cash in. WrestleMania might be yours, and do it in the grandest stage, become the women's champion. And I'll throw it out here, too. I know pretty much everybody's thinking Asuka is going to win the title. Charlotte can actually, she could win. She could retain her title, and Carmella cashing in on her. Not because Asuka attacking her after the match. Asuka don't work that way. But just because of having a long spent match, surviving Asuka, however she wins, roll up pin, figure 8, whatever. Then Carmella cashing in and winning the title. then people won't have to be bitching and complaining about Carmella cashing in on Asuka and that in her and in that way of ending the streak. I know people would be pissed on social media if that happened. I wouldn't, but whatever. So for that to even be avoided and non-topic, have Charlotte retain the title. Charlotte be the one to break the streak because she's Charlotte freaking Flair. That's fine to me. And then have Carmella cashing in on Charlotte. But so I'll be live reacting to those two matches: SmackDown Live Women's Title match, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, and then also the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal, which I hopefully next year will be honoring somebody, someone being memorialized and having a battle royal named after them. But certainly going to be interesting in that vein. I guess I'll just throw it to Kyron if there are any wrestling topics that you want to bring up or that we haven't covered yet in pertaining to WrestleMania or otherwise.
No, everything I want to say for WrestleMania, I'll say for next week.
Good. I see here in the chat, LPH saying or cash in the Raw Women's Championship match. I know Kyron, Mounty's Corner, Mounty, our friend there over at Mounty's Corner, he's been hammering on this. And if he is able to join us next week, he'll hammer it again on his theory of Carmella cashing in on Alexa Bliss. So I know he's really gung-ho on that one. So it seems like a lot of people are actually going over to that train of thought. I mean, I've been saying since Mounty brought it up weeks ago that I don't see that happening, but it could. I mean, just because I don't see it happening doesn't mean it can't happen. So I just respectfully don't think that's going to be the case, but you never know. And that might be, in its own way, I guess, a jaw-dropping, surprising moment to me if that does happen, just for the fact of SmackDown Live only pay-per-view that Money in the Bank was, her winning it there, Dub being for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship and all that, and assuming. So either way, it's certainly going to be interesting. And I'm looking forward to how everything goes down there. Also, don't forget NXT has a show this weekend. The NXT Takeover San Antonio show certainly should be a blast. I've been watching NXT the last couple of weeks like this. There you go. Watching with I'll talk about NXT. They're having this new championship, North American Championship, or whatever. EC3 being part of that. I'm gonna have to get used to the name, but the premise and the idea is pretty cool, to say the least. And the reasoning that William Regal gave for why the championship is to be existing in NXT, could have a mid-card title there. So maybe we might do quick predictions, or at least talking about NXT next week. But of course, the main topics, the main thing we'll be talking about is WrestleMania. So those that are watching new for the first time here in this episode, don't worry. Next week will be a long episode. But I promise you that. I mean, we have so many matches to go through for WrestleMania. We'll talk a little bit NXT, or forever how long my team members or guests want to talk NXT. That is up to them and their time to speak. So we'll talk about NXT. We'll talk about WrestleMania. We'll be talking about other things as well. The Hall of Fame is Friday, so we'll be talking about a little bit of our anticipation for that. But definitely WrestleMania and those many matches that we'll have. And again, with the homework assignment to my team members and myself, we'll be sharing next week our booking, I guess, so to speak, of the whole mini event, from first match of the pre-show to the main event, what matches in the sequential order that we see for the whole mania event that will be on Sunday. So anyways, I'll stop rambling here and I'll let Kyron promote himself, where the people can find him on Twitter and here on YouTube.
My Twitter /Bro Kyron, my Instagram /Bro_Kyron, my Tumblr and DeviantArt are Kyron Chase. My YouTube account is Kyron Chase. I do videos on wrestling. I do videos on Sonic the Hedgehog. I do videos on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And yes, I missed last week's season premiere because I was not in town. I'll probably get back to reviewing the episodes this weekend, though.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about catching a message about that, because I was anticipating your review for the season premiere. So no, that's cool. Over on my second channel, Animated Awesomeness, people are welcome to check out, where I do talk Star versus the Force of Evil and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I do have my review up for the season 8 premiere, so people are welcome to watch it. Kyron is welcome to watch it after, of course, he sees the episodes, and go from there. so he's not spoiled. And then I will be doing it subsequently each and every week. Next week, otherwise, all the way through season 8 here for MLP, as I am finishing up with season 3 of Star Versus. You're welcome to follow me on Twitter at WWE_podcast and subscribe to this great channel. Ring the bell as well, when I'm going live, especially next week, Steve's Wrestling Ramble. I'll have a lot of videos during the week for sure. Raw review, SmackDown review. We'll have Steve's Wrestling Ramble, my other TV show stuff, but for wrestling specifically, 2 reaction videos, live reactions for WrestleMania. Again, if I'm unable to attend WrestleMania, I'll be doing those live reactions. If I am, that might be a little bit difficult. Then, for sure, whether I'm going or not, I will be doing a review of the show afterwards, whether that'll be in a hotel room or here with my couch. But either way, certainly looking forward to the event. Going to be 8 hours of fun total, probably, of wrestling of WrestleMania pre-show and main card. So thanks to all that watch live, those that are watching archive, and we will be back next week's Steve's Wrestling Ramble. WrestleMania predictions. It'll be fun. Stay safe, have fun, enjoy your weekend, and above all else, as always, take care.
Peace out.